Welcome to Talk of the Town, brought to you by Uniquely Nelson. I'm Chris Butler, joined by, once again, Simon Duffy, General Manager of Uniquely Nelson. And today we're catching up with one of Nelson's very own. He was part of the 2016 Rio Olympics, also the Commonwealth Games, World Championships. Did you compete in
Yes,
a couple of those?
Yeah, it was back-to-back years. It was Commonwealth Games 14, World Champs 15, Rio 16.
There we go. And now the co-founder of the Spectacle powered by Puma, and also part of the Matthews Eyewear company. And we're actually coming to you from Matthews Sports Vision. Fairly new shop, isn't it?
It is, just a new addition. That we're doing some experiments with, and no, it's fun. It's like a candy store in here.
Yeah, it is at the moment. Some beautiful sportswear in here for sure, and other accessories. So you'll see the product behind us in the backdrop. First of all, mate, great to have you here. You were raised in Nelson, and you went to Nelson College. So what are some of the standout memories for you? Did you get involved in athletics back then, or?
Yeah, so basketball certainly was my love from a young age. I didn't have much of a choice in that matter, just because of the family involvement in that sport. But running, I just seemed to have a bit of a natural talent for it, and just loved getting out there on those school athletic days and just do what I could without training. And I just knew I had something there and enjoyed that competition in athletics.
So they used to have house sports and those kind of things. So and also there was often, I don't know whether they still have it, a big cross country run. So
yes.
So did you go all right in them, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of started at St. Joseph's, to be honest.
Right.
With Tim Cross. He was my primary school teacher, and he's obviously an avid runner as well. If you know Tim, you'll see him still out there on the streets. Just putting in the miles. But yeah, he kind of took me under his wing a little bit right at the end of my time at St. Joe's, and it was my first ever planned training session was with Tim Cross out on the Railway Reserve. I remember it vividly. And he was preparing me for the Colgate Games, which were hosted
I remember
in the
that.
new year. So, and that's where I got my first kind of taste of competition at that kind of more serious level. It was a fun weekend of competing in both the 800 and the 1500 over in Blenheim. And
So your sporting roots run deep.
Yep.
It sounds like a song, doesn't it? Who wrote that song?
First cut is the deepest. Is that
the deepest? Your grandfather, Trevor Wright, coached the national basketball team.
Mm-hmm.
Your mother was also involved in representing New Zealand basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So basketball was your first sport. What was the stage where you just explained that it sort of runs in the family, but why suddenly go, I won't be throwing a ball anymore. I want to start running away.
Yeah, it's a good question, because it was a really tough moment actually in my young life at that stage.
What age were you when you?
I was in my sixth form, so year 12.
Okay.
Yeah, and both basketball and athletics were going really well for me. I'd competing at a national level. For both, I travelled with the junior Tall Blacks to the States. I was competing at the Youth Olympics in the 1500 as well, and I just realised that I couldn't keep that going because they're very different sports in terms of fitness, and you need obviously to commit to one if you wanted to really pursue it as a career. So it just came to that crossroads. I mean, I put a lot of work into my basketball with my grandfather. He put a lot of work into me, and we were very, very close. And
he wasn't disappointed.
Well, no, but as a kid, you're like, you do think
you want
about that. Yeah, you do.
Them.
I don't want to let him down. And but I even sought counsel for the decision in the end, because I love them both dearly. And I guess the difference in the thing that tipped me over to athletics was I think this is the freedom of it. I enjoyed relying on myself to get the results, and I also love to travel and have the freedom of deciding where I'm going to train and how I'm going to train. And
because it's interesting, because one's a team sport, and the one's kind of more solo, or
I miss basketball, and it was a wonderful sport. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, just when you really came down to it, the passion was more for the running in the end. And
but you still dabble in a bit of basketball.
Oh no! Oh, it was funny because I made the call so that my year 13 year I'm focusing on my running, and so I didn't sign up for the team at Nelson College. Did my running. And it was great. I developed quite a good base through the cross country season. First cross country season I'd had at school, and I was useless, but it was good for my training. And then that cross country season had finished, and the basketball season still had a few more months to go. So I begged Steve Fitchett at the time, to get him come back on the team, and thankfully he let me, and just kind of finish off my basketball after a running season, which it was funny. But it was a good time.
So you ended up actually getting an athletic scholarship, and that took you off to the States. So how did that come about?
Yeah, so I guess it's the main pathway for our young runners, is you're trying to get noticed by these coaches over in the States. There's a few schools that really focus on Kiwi athletes, and they've got a long history of Kiwis going over there, and they know how to deal with us. That really is what it comes down to. You put those results down at nationals here, and they will notice it. So you've got to focus on those national events and perform there. So they reach out to you, through, Greg Ordenslager was my coach. Absolutely loved him through my high school years. And through him, they contacted me. And
So what age were you there?
I would have been in my final year, so year 13.
Oh, so it was actually, it was fresh. Well, you were still in school, basically.
They're starting to recruit, and everyone's trying to put their best foot forward, and you're trying to learn, what schools what, and why you choose one over the other. That's kind of how the process goes.
So where did you end up?
Well, first year was. I'll step it back one. I actually had a gap year between Nelson College and going to university.
So thanks very much, but I'm going to take the year off.
We're going to have a good time.
I went over to Europe and kind of threw myself into adulthood. Without any money or anything, and it was fun. But I was always going to come back and dedicate the next 10 to 15 years to the sport.
Oh wow! So it's
so what part of America were you?
So first one was Auburn, Alabama. So big football school. Very much an isolated sort of student town in the middle of nowhere in Alabama. Huge culture shock, but I had a great time there. Just awesome friends, and just amazing running. Actually, really.
What was the shock? What was that?
It's just, it's obviously a southern state, and
I see.
from that perspective. It's just different. Learning the language. It's a different language down there, I made some lifelong friends there, and got some good training in, and it just didn't work out for me in terms of the coaching relationship. And I had to quickly make a call to transfer, and ended up at Providence College, which was one of those Kiwi schools. Kim Smith was dominating at that time, and Hayden McLaren was there, Dominic Channon was there. So it's ultimately I went to a Kiwi university in the States. Yeah.
So you could have come home and
Yeah. So
It's like going to London and flatting, and you end up flatting with a lot of
That's right,
Kiwis. We all get the same pubs.
yeah, it was awesome actually. Yeah.
So you went on to represent New Zealand at the 2014 Commonwealth Games and also Rio Olympics, which is a huge achievement. Well done, congratulations.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Because I couldn't do it,
Yeah.
and certainly couldn't do it. When you look back, what are the moments or the lessons that stand out from that international journey, the journey you're on? But
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I think why the States is a kind of a stepping stone is so important is it throws you into the deep end, you know. So the NCAA is, you know, extremely deep, full of amazing athletes, and you actually don't know how good they are, or you don't know them by name. Like in New Zealand, you go to nationals, you know every single runner that you're going to run against and how they run.
yeah,
In the States, you get thrown into a heat at the NCAA finals, and you have, you know their name, but you've never run against them before. You don't quite know how it's all going to pan out. So you've just got to, you know, be in the moment and really have that self-belief without really knowing
do you think
anything else around you. Yeah,
it's interesting because it's when you go, like anything, could be an exam, could be sports, could be anything. If you know who you're up against and how you adjust yourself, to not know that, that'd be all part of the learning curve, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And so there's a lot of just kind of, I guess, learning about myself and my psychology and how I approach these big moments. And even going through all of those experiences in the NCAA, I went to Commonwealth Games, and it was quite overwhelming as a first, you know, black singlet event for me. And you know, I quickly saw the sports psychologist there just to talk things through, and they were amazing. And you learn all these techniques that that, you know, our high performance group has to offer. It's pretty amazing what we have here in New Zealand in terms of all that support. So that was a huge learning curve, and luckily I made it to the final at the Commonwealth Games. That was the goal, and I mean, it was a good learning curve. And I think that's the key, is that and it's the sad thing about my career is I got one sort of round of it in terms of the 4-year cycle. I got one cycle. I felt by the end of Rio I was a much more I guess confident and just more wise runner at that time, and unfortunately the body just gave way, and and that's the fine line you're on. You don't never know when it's going to end.
that's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's having that senior brain and a young body. That's what you need.
Yes, that's right,
isn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice just to be born with that brain and just go off the gun. But no, I mean I mean, you asked that question. You know, it's that journey of learning and improving, and, you know, trying new things. And you know, I went to Kenya. That was a huge experience for me. And
was that for training?
I just decided that, and that was all, you know, that all came from the that gap year. I was like, I can handle going to new environments, and I'm fine with that. I can handle that fine. And so I'm like, let's go to Kenya and really see what it's about at high altitude. And Jake Robertson was amazing, taking me under his wing there. He'd set up the infrastructure, and he knew it intimately. And he was amazing at hosting, and we became really good friends there. So it was cool. But
So big history, you know, with that big journey for you, and then at some point you decided to move back to Nelson. And the family business had been growing as well with Matthews Eyewear, and you're not the only one in the family. So but you've ended up being involved in it. So how did that conversation come about?
Yeah, I mean, it was just always there in the back of the mind. Had sport not kind of been the path I followed, I would have probably have gone into that sort of optometry field. I was always interested in that. I remember all the school trips down to the practice, and, you know, showing the class what the old man was doing in there, and what Mum was doing out the front. And it was just always a part of the plan for me in my head. So yeah, once I had to make that call about the running, it was a really tough moment in my life, and yeah, just deciding to come home. I mean, I was always going to come home. I mean, you can't not live in Nelson after after seeing the world. You know how good Nelson is.
And sometimes home is a good base, isn't it? Because when you're going through, I guess you call it a transition in your life where you're not too sure what's happening, just to come home, and reset yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
so I mean, it was cool. I started on reception, and I was out in Motueka. That was, and so I learned the trade from the ground up, and it's been a fun ride.
And your other siblings aren't so much involved in the business from a day-to-day point of view. They're doing other things.
Yeah, dabble. My sister is involved, and yeah, but yeah, no one really kind of grabbed it by the horns. So I think I was doing my parents a favor, saying, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah,
because they've kind of pulled away a bit.
Yes.
So, look, I think if there was enough push, the other siblings.
And gee, it's grown, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has grown. Quite rapidly, and it's an amazing community. We feel very humbled by it because there's just so many great people that work within the group all over New Zealand. And
you've got about 20 plus something?
I think it's over 30 now.
30 now.
Wow.
Yeah,
so it's a huge expansion.
Yeah, from the first one was here on Hardy Street. We were sitting, back in 57. That was where, Popper.
Matthews, my old man did a bit with his grandfather with architecture, but it was the Buxton.
Yeah, so that was the first sort of move was from just down here at the museum to.
But there was a connection with Marlborough, wasn't there?
Yeah, so that was the second practice was in Blenheim. Yeah, and so Papa used to commute every day from here to Blenheim, and and then the old man graduated, and Nelson was struggling because all the attention was going to Blenheim, and Phil came in and kind of. Yeah, took over the Nelson practice and grew the Nelson practice, hiring my mother for the reception work. And,
well, you win.
One thing leads to the other. And here we are.
We're sitting together. And from there, the spectacle was born.
Yes. Things go, isn't it? Yes.
So it's a pretty unique concept, because it brings, and that was your idea, it just wasn't locals, well, it is locals, but to bring in international athletes.
Yeah,
bring them into not just New Zealand, but to Nelson.
Yeah.
And the first one last year, you got the second one coming up in early December, the 5th and the 6th.
Yep.
Back on the streets. How did the idea evolve out of your work with Matthews Eyewear?
It did. It was right at the heart of Matthews. So Michael Cochran, who is the CEO of Matthews, he and I. We both love running. We love different parts of running. I was very much. But
you better than him, eh?
Yeah.
So Michael.
He used to do he does ultra trail running, and is he lived for 20 years in Australia, and has been to some of those big trail events over there, and he recognised the opportunity for that side of the spectacle here. And so when he was like, "Oh man, Nelson needs a big trail event," and I was like, "Yeah, I bet," but I've been always wanting to put on the road mile again. Like we used to have one back in the day, and then it just kind of fused, and then well, Nelson, it can host both. It's so close to the trails, and we can have a mile in the city, and just create this vibe within the heart of this.
Yeah, it's interesting, that conversation, because I remember years ago with Bike Festival, there was this discussion about trying to get it more centralised in Nelson. I mean, road traffic management was a big issue and a big cost, but it was combining road racing because they used to have the around the church steps with road racing, but it was always a hassle to try and go out at a wide drive or artified drive, and with just traffic management was easier in the Moutere. But of course, you could centralise have a road race that finishes in Nelson, but then also take off, into the trails with the biking. But it just never really glued together.
Right.
So it was interesting that you guys also recognise that, but you were able to make it stick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Nelson it's a hard one. We can't really hold a marathon here because of the state highways.
Yes, that's right.
We're restricted by that.
Yeah.
So I guess the other option was trail running.
Yeah.
And it couldn't be better. Our city is unique in the way that it, from where we're sitting, it's 800 meters to the most vast. Well, it's a vast trail network with, and it's gnarly too. So that's been the talk of the year is just how hard our trails are, and it's a good thing. It's
people like that
notorious.
challenge, don't they?
Yeah. There's nutters out there that want that.
So last year we spoke to is it Annika?
Annika.
Annika.
Annie.
And Michael.
Yes.
And that was the first event. So it was all, big ideas and do we start small? Do we go large? How do we think it's going to go? But, there had been good interest and, of course, that anticipation when you're first putting on the inaugural event, it's a bit nervy because you're not too sure how people are going to respond. But we could see from the outside that, geez, what a great first event. But
absolutely,
how did it go for you guys?
I'm glad it seemed that way from this side.
Was it like the duck paddling on the pond?
Yeah, it was. But Annie and I didn't see much of the event, to be honest, because we were like behind. And same, we had an amazing team, and credit has to be given to the 10 events team and all the volunteers that came out of the woodwork. That's what made the event. That vibe of the event was our volunteers and the work from 10 events to make it run smoothly and safely. There are so many little fires that Annie and I were putting out throughout the weekend, but they weren't catastrophic. It was just a lot of work just to keep things ticking over, and a lot of people had to adapt. You couldn't plan for it because there's just too many unknowns for the first event. So we needed a work team that could adapt and just problem solve on the fly. So it was stressful. People, and then they're going into Christmas. So, the poor souls that, put their heart and soul into it. I mean, we can't thank them enough. And they know who they are.
Because it certainly energized the city.
Yeah.
And especially being the first one, because the first one's always, and I know you want to build year 2, year 3 and make it bigger and bigger for Nelson. What was the feedback, say, from the, obviously the people involved, the athletes? And the Nelson community and the CBD or the businesses?
Yeah, it was really positive, which, we were really stoked with. So we just sent out a survey after the event and to the participants, and it came back highlighting just how amazing our volunteers were on the courses and just the vibe.
How many do you have?
The participants?
Volunteers.
Volunteers, nearly 200.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah, it was up there, right? A huge shifts. We have 8 stations all the way around the region, almost, because they're such big events. You need 8 stations that are, manned, constantly for 48 hours. So
well done.
And then the road was just full of activity, and so no, that was the big takeaway from that survey was just how amazing our community is in embracing these runners.
So from your perspective, the first one was a success. You were happy on the whole how that went?
Yeah. I mean, the concept was proven, and we've had just wonderful support from the council and other businesses in terms of our partners of the content they saw from that first event was obviously was something that they saw value in and investing in this, and we've had wonderful conversations with central government and local government. And
Oh, fantastic.
everyone seems to be quite excited by this.
So 2025, is it just a case now of tweaking or any major differences?
Yeah, major difference. There's some big tweaks and additions. I think the first one to talk about would be that we're starting all of our trail in the city this year. So last year we had all the trail runners starting their long journeys from the Maitai Golf Club.
Yeah, right.
This year we want to again just reinforce how close our city is to the trail. Let's start everyone in the city, everyone who may have any interest or just be walking by can see, hundreds of runners taking off from the church steps down Trafalgar Street and entering the trail system from River Kitchen. That in itself will be a spectacle, I think.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see the footage from that. So that's the big one. We're also going to have local bands playing on the Friday night on the church steps. So the 10Ks will start and finish in the city, and after that there'll be a little bit of music and and then obviously the big road event will be pretty much the same the next day, and we will have the Black Seeds playing at the end of that as well.
Yeah, the Black Seeds on that Saturday night to me was the cream on top of the.
Yeah, it's just
a great night.
Yeah, it's just kind of it's a lovely celebration of it. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big music fan, and so having the two passions of sport and music come together in a way like that was that was a highlight for sure.
Mm-hmm. Another highlight was having Puma as a key sponsor for you.
Yeah, so Puma,
how did that come about, the partnership with them and what it meant for the spectacle?
Yes.
Sure.
So Puma, they've got a really forward-thinking approach. They've partnered heavily with Athletics New Zealand, and we're in partnership with Athletics New Zealand as well. So there's a beautiful sort of synergy there through that kind of triangle of relationships. It's great to have a brand like that on board. I guess the other big one this year was Air New Zealand coming on board.
Oh, right.
And that was a massive.
So is that mainly for competitors trying to help out with flying competitors?
Yeah, pretty much. Because it is costly, and it's always been the trouble with I guess our location in the globe is trying to attract really busy professional runners to come down
the world.
Yeah, that's right. And so it's a huge cost for the event to attract that talent. But it's all what it's about. It's about putting this in front of our community, and we're so grateful for that relationship with New Zealand to make that more viable for us.
So finally, for those that are listening, how are registrations, and also still time to get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So lots of ways to be involved. Obviously, sign up, please. And it's I guess the great thing about the spectacle is it's been built for everyone, and it doesn't matter if you're a first timer, you're a walker, or you're an Olympian. You can sign up, and there's something for you. There's no, it's just a fun weekend of getting out into our beautiful wilderness, or being amongst our community and being supported to achieve something. And
you're still looking for volunteers?
Yeah, volunteers.
Call out for them.
Yeah, please sign up. If you just you can, all the information's on the website. I volunteered at the half marathon 2 weeks ago, and it's so much fun because the runners are so grateful that you're there. And so there's this beautiful experience of support. And so in saying that, from our perspective as the event organisers, we just can't thank those volunteers enough. It's a big commitment, but I hope it's enjoyable. And I think it is from the feedback we get.
A good experience. Hey, Julian, thanks very much for joining us, mate. It's been fantastic hearing about your journey. Nelson College to the Olympics. It's a great story, but now, of course, coming back home, helping to build not only continue the great effort with Matthews Eyewear, but now building something that is, going to become a serious community event. And it does bring all the community together, which is fantastic.
I mean, it has legs.
It does. What leads this event? It does.
I've only used that to you about 100 times in my proposals.
That was original.
Yeah.
So look, we wish you all the best of luck for the spectacle powered by Puma. Which is fantastic. It's going to be certainly a great showcase for Nelson, and of course, big thanks to Simon for joining us once again for Uniquely Nelson, and we really look forward to the event. Thank you very much for joining us on Talk of the Town, and
thanks for having me.
We'll catch everyone next time for another episode.
Which one inside have you signed up for?
Yeah, no, it's the 10-meter dash. Isn't there
10 meter.
something like that?
Yeah.
I'm going to say dash.
Yeah. He does it.
There's usually a coffee card at the end of it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.